This is day 897 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you like sponsor come share more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. Very greatly appreciated. So we're doing Simon Tuf Kuf Pei Test, Sif Ches to Yud Ches. Yesh Shomer, those who say the sphere, the amount of sphere, the androgynous have bechetzi, zocher, chetzi, and keba. According to those who hold that a androgynous is half male, half female, ain't no motzi filas atzmi. He can't even be motzi himself. Can't exempt himself. Kosh androgynous achar, so not another androgynous, because this is going to be exactly like mo bechetzi over chetzi ben chorin. So he's half slave and half free. She's barred lo asi tzad avlus maybe tzad cherus. He can't be motzi himself because his side, which is an eved, cannot exempt his side, which is free. Here to the female side cannot exempt the male side. That's the right. Rama holds that androgynous does exempt another androgynous. He follows his opinion that androgynous is a gender unto itself. It's not half, so it's gender unto itself. Yes, some say some say that even if he's half male and half female, can motzi himself as a and people who are similar to himself. It's not like a half slave, half free. So should totally be out adam so kach. Where another person can make it's contingent another person freeing him or retaining his mastery. They are like two bodies. Androgynous is all one type. Because he cannot change. So the since he can change, that's why it's for androgynous who is not cannot change. So therefore, he can be Yotze, he can be Yotze and Motzi others who are like him, and that's Maggid Mishnah. Yeshua, those who say androgynous who pam zohar pan a keva. He sometimes is zohar, sometimes in a keva. I don't know how we determine the switch over. Bimukes nekeva, now he's a female. And a motzi acher, so he's a can't exempt somebody who's now male. Futema is astonishing. So it's a clown which is overcame. Nobody says that androgynous status changes over time. Yestiris Rebbe says that there are many contradictions to this. And the brackets is Gamamax is a shekel behetem sifkot and dal tomolov. The other no sikim shulchan astonished at this Mogen Avram. Test somebody who's half slave and half free. And a feels that so he can't exempt even himself. Kosh Chachem is not others. Because the slave side in him cannot come umapik and exempt the free side in him. It's true if we compel the master to set him free. Nevertheless, as long as he hasn't set him free, have him as like a slave. You can't ask why should the side which is free be motzi that side which is free shows it's not okay. I say that side is blowing, that side freezes. So this is no, because every tkiya is half from a slave. And you can't yotze with half a tkiya. But when somebody else blows, the half free man in him hears a full kosher tkiya. Even the women are not obligated to kill because they can blow and they can make a bracha. But in his at least according to Ashkenazim, we're not allowed to make a bracha in Mitzvah Man Groma. Kaimla we hold Nashim Som Chos V'Shus. The woman can even do smicha, which would be meila behekdesh. If they would be inappropriate, they can still be soim on the korban. So we see that they have the right to do mitzvahs, and we don't look at them as being not including mitzvah. And somebody who already blew shofar can blow for women again in order to exempt them. But you should not make the bracha. That's one, they should make the work for themselves. If the tokeh was only already yotzi, it's only blowing for women. So if he wants to make a bracha, or either he should do tkiyas before the davening. When he himself is going to be yotzi with these tkiyas. Or he should, that somebody who's present besides women should be an adult male who is being motzi. Then he can make the bracha as well. Basically, we're going to see later on that an individual who's not part of a tzibur should not blow shofar during the first 3 hours of the day on Rosh Hashanah. Should not blow before davening. Or he either blows the women at the time they're blowing in shul when he has another shofar. Let's say so the should be so that might not be yotze with the tkiyos in shul. And then he should be blow for them after davening. Make the bracha for himself. And if not, Yivarchu they should make the bracha as we said. It brings down here in brackets. I guess he's koker if you went from shul to blow from them elsewhere. It's not a hefsek which requires a new bracha or not. Since Arukh HaShulchan does not address it, so probably has to do with his das, whether he knows it's going to blow right away, or it's going to be sometime later in the day. Children reach the age of being educated. The father is doing the shul, to educate them, that they should hear the tkiyos. He has here on shul balu, and he should warn them not to get confused. I guess they shouldn't confuse others. They share the tkiyos. V'yanu amen. Our brachas and answer amen the brachas. Uktanim arbei living in the basic knesses. If they're very young, you shouldn't bring the shul. Shouldn't involve das because they make noise and they confuse the people who are listening. Because the Torah says Simon Torah Kodim Abi Shabbos Lavs Mantkiyahi. Torah writes that even though Shabbos is not a time when you blow shofar, Mutar Mar Kodesh Legil Chinuch Shirka B'Shabbos. You can tell a child who's not yet at the age of chinuch to blow on Shabbos to learn how to blow. I mean, Megillah Chinuch is at the age of chinuch. Also, Lomar Lo Yikoy now it's time to blow. You're talking about song. If he blow on his own, we don't protest. I go show. Came beyond of Ein Lomar Lagia Legillah Chinuch Shade Kach Kfar Shematkiyah. So you shouldn't tell a child who is at the age of chinuch who already heard shofar and was yotze that he should blow. Avaram on Perek Beis didn't sign because of his Ram writes, however, children have not reached the age of chinuch. Shabbos, you don't impede them from learning Shabbos. She'ena yontiv Rosh Hashanah, even if it's not the yontiv Rosh Hashanah. Kedei she'yilmedu, so they should learn. Mutar l'gadol shisaskim, and a gadol can deal with them. Kedei lamdam in order occasionally so that they lamdam beyontiv, involve them in yontiv. Whether the child at the age of chinuch, or under the age of chinuch, it's only the rabbanon and a lighter one because it's a chacham and not a malacha really. End quote. What was this from the Rambam? The bestam Shabbos ain't makin kodesh chinuch. Generic Shabbos, you don't repeat a child who's under the age of chinuch from blowing. Shabbos Rosh Hashanah makrim. Shabbos Rosh Hashanah you do impede him. Interesting. So the people who are hearing should not think that you're supposed to blow on Shabbos. That's why this cousin is blowing. Yerushalmi says, also reach chinuch, also gamastam Shabbos. The makrim, so he's also to do it on regular Shabbos, and we impede upon him. Even though we have principle that if a child is eating treif, ain't based on Mitzvah for each, we're basically not required to separate him. Which time is in Shim Mem Gimel, like we wrote previously. A shiny tkiyos nishma rabbim, tkiyos them because they're heard by the masses. Yezilzu Shabbos ksheigil chinuch, and there's a mockery of Shabbos. We got the age of chinuch. Rosh Hashanah, therefore, we make him desist. Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah itself, which comes out a weekday. You get involved with them. Lamni Mosan, we teach them. Lead Koah to blow Benji Gil Chinuch, Benji Gil Chinuch. At the age of chinuch or not. I feel pratiku, even they already blew. Okay, when she's manat kia hayoim, since it's manat kia today, then you can continue teaching them afterwards. Machlekes the Ram Matur totally begins as a Shastra Rosh Hashanah. As Machlekes the Ram Matur has to do with how they learned the Gemara, or how they read the Gemara. Your base. Somebody has forsworn benefit from his friend. The friend is still allowed to blow from the shofar. Mitzvahs the mitzvahs are not considered to be a pleasure or benefit. It only becomes an own volition and decides to blow in order to be motzi him. But the guy who's forbidden to derive benefit can't ask the other guy to actually blow for him. And even Mishra says, even if he says more powerful lashon, like anybody who wants to be motzi me can be motzi me, and in that case, it's not his shliach. It's still also okay. So again, but Asula Malo to Kali Votiani to blow me and examine me. Mashmael is Varav Havana. It's not the blowing of the shofar, interestingly enough. There's the problem. It's the fact that he listened to you, which is the Anoah, which is the problem. Mishnah says, "B'yever yoytze." Kasper ben Ramav keeps saying, "B'momar konot kiyos of a lie." He said, "His kiyos are forbidden upon me. No matter what, it doesn't work. I can't show. V'nearly dachi perusha." This is what the I think it's Ramah, right? Who wants to say? Sure. He says the shofar is konam from its for its blowing. Sheet kazeh elai, which just mentioned should blow for me. Otherwise, it doesn't work, as we said previously. Tkiya is not a chefza that should be chal on the that another should take place in it. So yes, they konam the shofar in its usage for tkiya. Was having the same tough above iron jump. But also we said the Kia shofar that so and so blow on me is also also. Because since he mentioned shofar, it's like asking a shofar for its Kia, which does have substance, and that is the substance, of course, of the shofar. Yud Gimel. So if you're involved in Kia shofar, but not when the intended mitzvah, but rather to practice, you're not yotze. You didn't have a mind to fulfill the mitzvah of Kiyah. Also, somebody hears somebody who was just involved in order to learn, and not for the person mitzvah. He's not yotze. Even though the person hearing had a mind to be yotze. The person blowing was just misasek. Below keeping on, it says didn't have a mind to be yotze. Somebody was blowing for the purpose of music. Not for the purpose of mitzvah was not yotze. We hold, it's a big question in the poskim, but we hold that l'chumra, that mitzvah tzrichas kavana, the mitzvahs require intent. Klomar, also yecham l'shem mitzvah. Whether you do it, you have to have mind for the person mitzvah. Kostam el simon samach, ayin sham. Yeshua, some say the film on this feeling mitzvahs ain't tzrichas kavana. Some say even if you hold mitzvahs do not require kavana, so but mitzvah shemaseh, that's a mitzvah where there's an activity involved. Machilas matzah, sof ha'ocha matzah. By now, so you're eating matzah. A mitzvah shul mitzvah which has to do with verbalizing. Oh, kriya shema, v'shel shmiya or hearing, like shema, shema shofar, like shofar. Shul below kavana, let's say today a mitzvah lav klum kavi. If it's not kavana to be yotzei mitzvah, there's no intrinsic ma'isa which is considered to be a ma'isa mitzvah. Because I'll say misasek b'chalovim b'arayos chayiv shkei nene. If you're misasek in eating. Or have something which also, or having also relations, so then you're involved in a ma'isa, and the ma'isa is a ma'isa regardless of what you have in mind. That's the ma'isa bear. So similarly, in my ma'isa mitzvah, if the ma'isa mitzvah is categorical, like eating matzah, so then that would be perhaps you would be able to even without kavana. But it's not categorical, such as over here by shofar or by im b'shmat, where there are multiple rationales for doing it, not necessarily all connected to a mitzvah. So you don't have to have kavanah. Zeni Abdas Ram, that's the things that's between the Ram. Shapergo Chavetz Matzah, who paskins Hilos Chavetz Matzah in Matzah the ain't tzar kavanah. By Matzah he doesn't require kavanah. The Perek Beis Mishofar plus a tzar kavanah, but in Hilchos Shofar he paskin do need kavanah. In the brackets he says K'mosh Kasav Magid Mishnah V'Lech Mishnah Sham. V'ayin Mash Kasav Siman Tov Ayin Halo Siman Samachlam Shas Mash Adam Adoni. Okay, not important for us right now. Yudal Fichak in this Kamish let's say today Chobaso. So if the person listening had a mind to be Yotzei, but he's coming, and but it's okay, not a mind to be Motzi him, obviously that's when he's coming, let's say, even though he had a mind to be Motzi himself. Oh, she's coming, let's see, or vice versa. It's okay, the person had a mind to be Motzi. Vashmelo is coming, let's say, but the person listening did not have a mind to be Yotzei. And lo Yotzei, also doesn't fulfill his obligation. She tell you he's coming shomei mashmiya. And so both the person hearing and the person blowing have kavanah. But when we say that the person who's blowing has to have a mind to be motzi, the person listening, when he's still blowing for one or two people. But somebody's blowing for masses, for basic necessities, like in her shul, ain't so having be yichud, the playing. He doesn't have to have a mind specifically for so and so. He should have in mind generically that he has in mind to be motzi. Anybody who has in mind to be yotzei, who's listening. Even doesn't know him at all. If it's not in shul, he's standing out. He's standing outside the shul. That's the das of shliach tzibur, for having in mind everybody who wants to hear, who listens and wants to be and has in mind and intends to be yotzei. So someone's walking on the road. The base is sitting in his house. And here's kiyas from the shliach tzibur. Yotzi miskam l'tzeis. He's yotzi v'ham mind to be yotzei. Shas miskam l'tzeis sarem b'dichabosim. Because shliach tzibur, about public, about okay, has in mind to be motzi everybody who's listening. In bracket says here, I am Bagan Avram Sikunesha Yerushalmi Bach B'derech Lochna Ela Be'over. That the Yerushalmi says if that which you need to have special kavanah is when you're walking. But Avobo made, if we stand still, Chazok Achiv, we assume that kavanah from the mitzvah. Klomar Im Shach Im Kivenim Lo Kivenim. You don't remember if you have kavanah or not. It's Achar Ma'isa. It's afterwards. The Uzba over Chazok Lo Kivein. So then we assume if he kept on walking, he didn't have mind to be yotzei. But if he stood still, Chazok Lo Kivein Ayin Sham. We assume he did have mind to be yotzei. See there.